Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you all for being here for me tonight. Tonight is a special night for me. This is my final speech for my second pathway. Thank you. After 24 months. Just for the benefit of our guests, pathway. When you sign up a Toastmaster, you will choose one of the pathways. This pathway based on your development needs, either your presentation skills or your leadership skills. There are different levels. Each level has a couple of speeches that you need to complete, which helps you develop your different skills. And finally, you achieve the number of your speeches and you graduate. You complete your pathway. As introduced, today is my reflection, the final speech of my leadership skills. I'm supposed to share the lessons I learned along the journey about this pathway. Tonight, I want to do a slightly different. Not only I'm going to share with you about the lessons I learned, but also I would like to share how I think and structure the speeches every time I deliver. So especially for new members, you can learn when you deliver your speech what you should be thinking about, or what you can learn. For the next 10 minutes, please read my mind. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters. Every time when I think about my speech, I always think about the structure. The first formula I would like to share with you is that you tell the audience what you are about to tell them. You tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. Just like different drawers. You tell them what you're about to tell them, and you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. I don't remember what you told them. Just like what I did at the beginning of the speech. I told you that this speech is a reflection about my pathway. And I'm gonna do it a slightly different way. I'm not only share about the lessons I learned, but I also share how I think, how I structure my speech. So I'm about to tell you. And after that is what?
Telling.
There we go, thank you. I'm gonna tell you. And when you are telling people, you can use my formula too. I always thinking about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Why I'm doing that? Because it's not only the audience is very easy for them to follow, but also it's easy for me to remember. It's a little bit hard for you to forget yesterday, today, tomorrow. That's how I would like to use this formula. Let's start with yesterday. Yesterday, I would like to talk about why I started my Toastmaster journey, where I was before joining Toastmaster. And today, I can talk about what I learned through this pathway. And tomorrow, I can talk about, hey, after this pathway, what I'm thinking, next step, what I'm about to do. Let's start with yesterday. I can tell you, hey, I'm an introverted person. I'm an engineer. And then I have a rough start. English is always a challenge. I feel nervous when I take a public speaking. I can do that. However, I can also tell a story. After graduation, I got a job at the GE, General Electric, back in Shanghai. And then I'm a project manager. I need to work on some of the projects about some machine. One day, all of a sudden, I was asked to report out the program status to my manager. Out of nowhere, I'm not prepared. My manager speaks only English, so I have to report out as a table topic and explain the projects. I was so nervous. I couldn't speak a full sentence. I was sweating all over. If you were there with me, you will see me using tissues, wiping off sweat. And then that's how I feel. At that certain moment, I feel I was sick. I don't know what's happened. And later on, I figured out I was too nervous. I feel uncomfortable at the moment. I was looking for cures, looking for different books. I bet some of you read some books with some tips. Hey, you can picture your audience naked. You can, don't do that, it doesn't work. You can read the meeting room, foresee some questions from the audience. I tried both of them, nothing works. Until I started working at the Toastmaster, practice by exercising, and take the lesson learned and move forward. After talking about the story of yesterday, we're moving to
Today.
Thank you so much. We're moving to today. Today I'm going to share with you what I learned through the pathway. But I'm going to do a little bit further. I'm going to share with you some anecdotal stories. Story 1, less is more. I learned very early when I delivered the first couple of speeches. My manager, Robert, told me, hey James, be mindful where your hands are. I noticed that you are waving, you are dancing when you are delivering speech. I realized that too, but I couldn't control myself. Where do I put my hands? It's there. And then he told me, if you don't know where to put them, just put them down naturally. When you are not making a point or talking to somebody, just put them down. Okay? And then you will realize that. Even go extreme, you can put your hands at your back. So force you to realize where you put your hands. I know it's a little bit odd, but it works. This is what I learned, less is more. You don't want to improve everything in one speech. You improve step by step. Anecdotal story 2, the power of acronym. Does anyone still remember the meaning of KFC?
Yes.
It's not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Knowledge, feeling, call to action.
There we go. Good student. See? I've always been thinking, hey, this is the power of acronym that you can always remember. This is at the end of a speech I always like to use. The third one is culture difference. I don't know if you realize for Chinese, our family name is very short. My name is Li, one syllable. Jane Lee, Ethan Zhao, Joe, one syllable. But when we came to Canada, we found that's not always the case. So sometimes it will be very long. You guys have no idea. The first time I speak Adrian's full name, how proud I was. Adrian was not here today. Adrian Constantinescu. I got it! I'm so proud. That is only after joining Toastmasters I realized, oh, that is culture difference. That is the lessons I've learned I want to share with you with this anecdotal stories. Now we talked about yesterday, today, and then let's move to tomorrow. Tomorrow I might be focusing, we're moving to another pathway. Maybe talking about humorous, engaging humor, or something focusing on my guitar play. Sometimes you have work-life balance. And maybe I'll help my mentees to grow their career, their public speaking skills. So this is how I use the Formula 2 about yesterday, today, and tomorrow for the part of tell them about your speech. After you tell them what you're about to tell them, what's the third step?
Tell them you told them.
Thank you so much. You guys are listening. I'm happy. I will put a summary about what I just told you. This is structure I'm going to use. 3 steps, and then for the main part, yesterday, today, tomorrow. And also hopefully, by the end of the speech, you can at least remember what is KFC, what is less is more, and Adrian Constantinescu. That's hopefully by the end of the speech, you take them away. That's how I structure my speech, how I would like to deliver. As always, I want to use the KFC as the ending of my speech. Now I would like to ask all of you, stop reading my mind. It never matters how I feel or how I think, how I structure my speeches. in the end, all matters is how you practice, learn from each other, and improve on your public speaking skills and leadership skills. That's I want to close my speech with a quote from Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can make it true. Back to you, Madam.